Well, dear colleagues, I'm here on behalf of the Executive Committee of ADEE to present you all with basically with a proposal to establish a regional structure within our association. I will take you briefly through this presentation, where I will make basically an overview of our intention. I will explain the executive's rationale behind the need for such a change. I will present you basically the outline of the 6 regions that we will propose, and afterwards invite you all to participate in this process and to provide us with feedback. Basically, the reason why this came to us was because as we approach our 50th anniversary, we found that although the original structure and the governing documents served us well in the past, there has been considerable social, cultural change in intervening period. And actually, we are expecting even more change to occur in the future as a consequence of globalization, which, as you all know, leads on one side to multiculturalism, but also to nationalism. Likewise, we've also been witnessing a growth in our membership, which has also become more diversified. So over the years, ADEE modus operandi has abided by three principles, which are consensus making, collaborative activity, and collegiality. We find that the executive committee must be reflective of membership in a structured manner. And in order to achieve that, we must expand our focus, and we need to get more inclusive and membership driven. Some of you may recall that in our last meeting in Berlin, we organized a series of regional luncheons where we discussed the need or the idea to develop this regional structure. And the feedback that we received from our members was quite positive. So our goal with this proposal basically is to set an organizational framework and an institutional ecosystem, let's say, which encapsulates a set of principles that will make ADEE even more democratic, more transparent, more inclusive, and more collaborative. So what we are aiming is to, or what we are proposing is to divide ADEE into 6 regional areas. And our inspiration and our references to define those areas were basically 2. One related to higher education, because we are a major stakeholder in higher education, which was the European Cultural Convention, which basically sets the framework for the European higher education area to which we belong. After all, we are an European organization. But on the other hand, also because we are a major health stakeholder with an interest in health policies, we also considered what was done by the WHO in terms of its regional structures. So the rationale to the definition of our 6 regional areas was basically trying to get together countries which had similar social and cultural contexts, which had comparable educational systems and higher education frameworks, and also countries which shared both concepts and also the constructions regarding the historical development of dental education at the national level. And so considering all this, we came up with 6 regional areas, which would be, one would be United Kingdom and Ireland. Another one would be Scandinavia and the Baltic countries. Then the other one would be the Western Europe, which basically would include countries like Austria, Belgium, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Germany, Hungary, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Poland, Switzerland. Southern Europe, which would include France, Italy, Portugal, and Spain. The Balkans and Eastern Europe, which would include Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, the former Yugoslavia, and the former USSR. And then the South and Eastern Mediterranean countries. Looking at this map, this will be basically how big ADEE will become in the future. So basically, we are, some of you may say that we are expanding much further than standard Europe, so to speak. But this is actually what we see here in this map is nothing but the countries that constitute the European higher education area, which basically it's all the countries that are involved in programs like Erasmus. And then in more to the south and to the east, we have countries which constitute the East Mediterranean region of the WHO, and also countries which have been historically and recently quite active within ADEE. So this new regional council would have 3 members from each region. They will be advisory to the executive. They will be appointed locally, and each of this region will feed directly into the ADEE executive committee. So what do we expect to achieve with this? Basically 2 things. One, decentralization. So by having regional workshops, activities being hosted by the regions on a rotational basis, locally funded and approved in advance by the ADEE Executive Committee and Treasurer, obviously. And then also we would expect to have more accountability and empowerment of our members, because these meetings, they are not aimed at being a second ADEE conference, but rather small local meetings focusing on dental education topics that are of particular importance to a given region. And these meetings may also be held in local languages. So the next steps are obviously feedback and consultation. We want all of you to get involved in this important reform of our association. So should you have any feedback or should you want to consult on any aspect of this presentation, please email me or the administrator of ADEE. The emails are here, and we'll be happy to provide you with any guidance or any further explanation regarding this document. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your attention.